What if I told you that the tiny bird singing outside your window right now is the last living descendant of the dinosaurs? Creatures that once ruled the earth for over 180 million years, towering giants. Ferocious hunters, unstoppable rulers of land, sky, and sea, now survive only in fragile feathers and hollow bones. And here's the terrifying truth: it all ended in a single moment. Just a few seconds that erased more than 75% of life on Earth, turning the kings of the Cretaceous into nothing but dust. But to understand how such mighty beasts began as small, fragile reptiles, rose to absolute dominance, and then fell in one of the greatest catastrophes in the history of our planet, we must step into a time machine and travel back 250 million years. Origins in the Triassic. At first, dinosaurs were nothing like the giants of our imagination. They were not colossal, nor were they bloodthirsty beasts, but rather small reptiles, quick and agile on two legs, with bodies only a few meters long. Names like Herrerasaurus, Eoraptor, or Coelophysis may sound unfamiliar, but they were the humble beginnings of a mighty dynasty. Picture a sunset in the Triassic period, among sparse trees. A slender Coelophysis darts like an arrow, chasing down a tiny prey, barely taller than a human's knee, yet its speed and agility made it a predator to be feared. And still, dinosaurs at this time were not kings. They competed for food with other reptiles, including the ancestors of crocodiles. Creatures with powerful jaws and superior strength. For millions of years, dinosaurs lingered on the margins of existence, with no sign of the glory that awaited them. So what changed? The secret lay in their very bodies. Hollow but sturdy bones kept them light yet strong. Long legs gave them endurance and speed. A unique breathing system made them more efficient, able to withstand harsh climates and low oxygen. These small evolutionary advantages stacked together, granting dinosaurs a chance not only to survive but to rise, and eventually seize the throne of Earth. The Golden Age of the Jurassic. When Earth entered the Jurassic, everything transformed. The climate grew warm and humid. Forests thickened. Fields of giant ferns spread across the land, and lush vegetation thrived as never before. This was the age when dinosaurs truly flourished, and when the most magnificent scenes of life's history began to unfold. Imagine a morning in the Jurassic. The sun breaks through towering canopies, casting golden beams across the forest floor. Beneath, a herd of colossal Diplodocus moves steadily. Each creature stretches over 25 meters in length, weighing as much as dozens of elephants combined. The ground trembles with every step. They leisurely raise their long necks into the treetops, stripping leaves as though the entire forest were a banquet prepared just for them. From afar, the sight was overwhelming, both majestic and terrifying, a reminder of nature's absolute power. Yet nature never allows one group to monopolize life. As herbivores thrived, predators evolved to match them. Enter Allosaurus, the nightmare of the Jurassic. Over 10 meters long, with jaws packed full of dagger-like teeth, Allosaurus was the apex predator of its time. Picture it lying in wait behind the brush, eyes glowing, fixed on a giant prey. And then, with explosive speed, it charges, clamping onto soft flesh at the neck or belly, dragging the giant down into its final agony. These hunts played out for tens of millions of years. Predator and prey locked in a relentless arms race of evolution. But dinosaurs didn't just dominate the land. They conquered the skies and seas as well. Overhead, pterosaurs with wingspans over 10 meters soared through the skies, diving to snatch fish from rivers and lakes. Beneath the waves, ichthyosaurs, reptilian, dolphins, sliced through the water with astonishing speed, while long-necked plesiosaurs rose from the depths to seize schools of fish. By this time, Earth was truly a planet of dinosaurs, their dominion spanning every environment. Brilliance and drama in the Cretaceous. If the Jurassic marked the rise of dinosaurs, then the Cretaceous was their crowning age, their most spectacular and dramatic reign. This was when the most iconic giants appeared, leaving an indelible mark on culture and imagination forever. At the top of the list stands Tyrannosaurus Rex, the king of predators. Over 12 meters long, weighing up to 8 tons. With the most powerful bite force ever recorded on Earth, T-Rex could crush bones with ease. To encounter one meant certain death. Its roar alone was enough to still the forest into silence. Across from T-Rex stood Triceratops, a herbivore, but armed like a warrior. 3 massive horns and a giant bone frill turned it into a living fortress. When threatened, entire herds would form protective circles. Young in the center, horns pointing outward, a wall of defense strong enough to hold back even the mighty T-Rex. Their battles must have shaken the very ground. Spectacles of thunderous power and primal survival. Meanwhile, Velociraptor, though only waist-high to a man, became a symbol of cunning and teamwork. They hunted in packs, employing strategy and coordination to bring down prey far larger than themselves. Agile, intelligent, armed with curved sickle-like claws, Velociraptors were as dangerous as any giant. But perhaps the greatest legacy of the Cretaceous wasn't its giants, but its feathers. From small, feathered dinosaurs, evolution gifted flight, and thus, the first true birds were born. Today, every sparrow, every eagle we see, is a living reminder that dinosaurs never fully vanished. They adapted, they took to the skies, and they remain with us still. The doom, a catastrophe beyond imagination. But destiny was waiting. Around 66 million years ago, as dinosaurs reigned supreme, an uninvited guest hurtled from deep space, a massive asteroid, over 10 kilometers wide, racing toward Earth at more than 20 kilometers per second, dozens of times faster than a speeding bullet. In the final instant before impact, the sky flared brighter than a second sun. The entire planet seemed to tense under a silent roar. And then, it struck. The asteroid slammed into the Yucatan Peninsula with a force equal to billions of nuclear bombs. The ground convulsed. Shockwaves erupted at the speed of sound. At the impact site, life ended in an instant. Forests, plains, rivers, all ignited into firestorms. Dinosaurs caught nearby never even had time to scream. Their bodies vaporized in a flash. Reduced to ash in a heartbeat. But the nightmare didn't stop there. The colossal blast unleashed tsunamis hundreds of meters high, roaring across the oceans and drowning coastal life. Earthquakes split continents. Forests collapsed. Craters yawned open. Within hours, the Earth was chaos. Dust and shattered rock blasted into the atmosphere, spreading around the globe. Within days, sunlight was gone. The world plunged into a cold, endless night. Temperatures plummeted. Plants withered, unable to photosynthesize. And the chain of life unraveled. First the plants, then the herbivores, then the carnivores. The mighty T-Rex, once the terror of Earth, now wandered in despair, roaring into the darkness, searching for prey that no longer existed. The kings of the Cretaceous died not in battle, but in starvation and silence. In shrinking forests, Velociraptors, the cleverest hunters, also met their end. Their claws and cunning became useless when there was nothing left to hunt. Triceratops herds, once unyielding fortresses, stood stranded in desolate plains, starved of the plants they depended on. One species after another fell, until entire ecosystems collapsed. The skies rained acid, as sulfur mixed with water vapor. Rivers turned toxic, killing both marine and land creatures. Plesiosaurs, lords of the seas, could not survive. Ichthyosaurs vanished into extinction. Only sharks and smaller, adaptable species endured, inheriting the oceans. Perhaps the most terrifying part was not the explosion, nor the fire, but the slowness of death. For years, darkness reigned. One by one, voices of life faded. The roars that once shook the forests fell silent. And in that silence, a dynasty that had ruled Earth for 180 million years came to an end, snuffed out in the blink of cosmic time. Yet even in that endless night, hope flickered. Small feathered dinosaurs, the ancestors of birds, survived, thanks to their light bodies and varied diets of seeds and insects. Alongside them, tiny mammals, long accustomed to hiding in the shadows of giants, endured. And when the giants were gone, these survivors stepped into the light. From their lineage, millions of years later, emerged humanity itself. Legacy and renewal. The destruction of dinosaurs did not mark an end, but a beginning. Out of devastation, life reshaped itself. Mammals diversified, evolved, and rose to dominance, carrying the story forward. And one day, humankind appeared. Looking back, we realize a chilling truth. Had that asteroid never fallen, Dinosaurs might still rule the Earth, and humanity might never have existed at all. The end of dinosaurs was the beginning of us. Today, whenever you look up at the sky and see a bird in flight, remember, you are watching the last living dinosaurs, survivors of an empire that once ruled the planet. Their story is proof that life always changes, evolution always turns, and sometimes the end of one reign is the dawn of another. And perhaps, someday in the distant future, humanity too will be just another chapter in the endless book of evolution, just as the dinosaurs once were. If you found this 250 million year journey of the dinosaurs as breathtaking as I did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because many more journeys through time await you, from geological catastrophes to lost civilizations, to the unsolved mysteries of our living planet.